Mike from Nerd Talk Radio here. Now that the month of April is done and behind us, here are a couple of the albums that I've been listening to that, you know, I've been enjoying and I think are worth mentioning to you.
1337 FM Nerd Talk Radios. Listen to this!
Links to some of these tracks down below in the description. Alright, first up we got Arca, with the new album self-titled Arca. Now really the only way I can describe this album is just it's electronic music, which is really avant-garde and experimental and weird. Weird, definitely weird. Very much not dance electronic music or anything like that. It's not big club hits here, big bangers, anything like that. Like that's not this type of electronic music. It's if you're gonna listen to this album, be prepared for kind of a weird trip. And next up, we got the new Father John Misty album, Pure Comedy. I really enjoyed this album. I really enjoyed Father John Misty's last album, I Love You, Honey Bear. Pure Comedy, as a follow-up, is definitely on par. Father John Misty, aka Josh Tillman, singer-songwriter, very Americana, very folk, very soulful personality. And he writes all these really beautiful, nice sounding songs, but his lyrics are so just partially political, and there's definitely humor in this album. A lot of humor to be found here. It's just not surface level humor. You're going to have to really dig deep into the lyrics to kind of get the joke. You could hear this and just be like, this guy's kind of... his lyrics are kind of stupid and dumb. But the more you listen to it, you'll get what he's talking about. And the songs he wraps his humor around musically is absolutely gorgeous. And also this month we got the new Kendrick Lamar album. Damn! I was looking forward to this album for a long time. Ever since To Pimp a Butterfly really came out, I've been really focusing in on Kendrick Lamar stuff and the kind of B-side album he put out last year, unreleased and unmastered, which is just a collection of just B-sides from To Pimp a Butterfly, was probably better than 90% of the actual full-length studio efforts other hip-hop artists put out last year. So this guy's B-sides are like better than most people's A-sides. I was really looking forward to this album, and it doesn't disappoint. It's a bit of a departure from To Pimp a Butterfly's jazzy kind of influence, but like on all of his albums, they kind of tell a story. I wouldn't call his albums directly conceptual. I wouldn't say that they're concept albums, but they kind of are concept albums, really. You can hear tracks individually and like get something out of them, but like listening to the album from track one all the way to the finisher is definitely the way to go into Kendrick Lamar. The album itself is a full package, and it can really only be experienced that way, in my opinion. And also this month, the new Incubus album, 8. For all you hardcore Incubus fans, it's been 6 years. 6 years since whatever the last album was called, I don't remember. I have not been following them for a long time. In fact, I thought it was longer than 6 years since they put out an album. I thought they were just, dead and gone. No more. Bye. But here they are, new album. Now, did enjoy their older things, such as Science, Make Yourself, and what the hell, Morning View. After that, I kind of just jumped off the Incubus train. I didn't really follow any of their later albums. Anything after Morning View, just kind of, I have no idea. Wasn't my cup of tea back then. And to be honest, that's kind of how I feel going into this new album as well. It's definitely Incubus. It sounds like Incubus. So if you're a big Incubus fan, probably check it out because it sounds like them for sure. Not gonna say I love this album. It's definitely not the worst thing I've ever heard. Like, I do enjoy some of their stuff. Some of the songs in here are okay. Like, one or two of them are definitely earwormy. But overall, it's just kind of a meh. I just thought I'd mention it here just in case there's some hardcore Incubus fans who just kind of had jumped ship like I did and were just waiting for the day when they rose back and came back swinging with their old style, which is kind of what they did here. Ayreon. Is that how you spell it? You pronounce the name? Ayreon? I would say Aaron. Ayreon, The Source. This album is super progressive symphonic metal. Exactly. So if you like your metal like Dream Theater with just crazy solos and just grand concepts and just songs well over the 12-minute mark, super big progressive metal fan, then you should definitely check this one out. Again, wasn't super into it, but I did listen to it a few times, and being a somewhat big Dream Theater fan, this was kind of scratching an itch that the last few Dream Theater albums just did not scratch. Also, the Cranberries put out a air quotes new album. I say that because it's not really a full new album. I think there's probably 3 or 4 new songs on this. These are mostly acoustic versions of their old hits scattered amongst, like I said, 3 or 4 newish songs. They're not bad. I mean, if you're a big Cranberries fan, check it out. I enjoyed it. Yes, and of course this album I've super pumped about, was really anticipating it. The whole lead up to it was really into it. It's the new Gorillaz album, Humans. Really liked it. Standard album has 20 tracks, of which are all pretty good. The deluxe edition is 26 tracks, couple bonus ones, couple of remixes. Overall, it's what you would expect from the Gorillaz. Kind of a hodgepodge, mishmash, a few different styles, lots of different guest vocal performances on it. Yeah, a lot of songs to get into if your thing is some spacey, kind of spooky sounding EDM house music with some hip hop into it. I really enjoyed songs like Moments with De La Soul. Andromeda was a really good one. Saturn's Bars was really good. Just a nice smattering of good to great songs on here. Definitely worth checking out. And the new Mew album, Visuals, was definitely something I was not expecting. Haven't heard anything from this band before, and kind of just tried this album out on a whim, and was pleasantly surprised with the alternative rock sound to it, along with the synth wavy kind of 80s influenced new wave stuff mixed in there. Really great vocal performances on this album. Definitely a really cool album to check out. And finally, the new Whale album, Shine. Haven't been hearing a lot of buzz about this album. Haven't heard a lot of good things, a lot of bad things. Kind of just seems to be quietly going under the radar. I'll admit, Whale's not one of my favorite rappers. I kind of forget about him most of the time. And was not expecting this album to come out, and there it was. Gave it a listen. Actually, not too bad. It's not to the Kendrick Lamar level of conceptual and mind-blowing, but it's not one of the newer kind of mumble rap, kind of everyone sounds the same, weird punk rock phase that hip-hop seems to be adopting now and is getting really big. Like a more standard hip-hop affair. I like Whale's vocals on this album. I think it's produced well. Wasn't a big fan of Lil Wayne on it. I really wish Lil Wayne would just kind of stop just altogether. Other than that, it's definitely worth checking out if you're into some above mediocre hip hop. So that's gonna about do it for this video, about do it for this month. Looking forward to May. There should be a few good things coming out. So here's the plug part of the video. Like, subscribe to the channel, comment. If you've listened to any of these albums, let me know what you thought. If you think they suck, let me know. If you think they're great, let me know. If there's anything I missed and you wanted to point out, put it in the comments. Yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll be back around next month or something like that. Got a few other things on the go. Should be hearing a few things soon. Bye bye.